Hello, hi my good people. How are you this morning, evening, or afternoon, depending with what time you're watching this video. So we are going to have a conversation about life choices. Someone said, when you are born, you look like your parents, but when you're old, you look like your choices. So when we are born, we look like our parents, but when we are old, we look like our choices. So, number one area that we need to have a very, very serious conversation about is financial choices. Because, I don't know, it's so sad that somebody has retired or somebody is maybe sick and they don't have even money to buy food. And mind you, this person is me and you who, at some point, we are working. So, financial choices are choices that we need to make when we are sober. And we need to start early, because if when mtu akupiga sherehe with your friends, that is a choice, but again when the time comes for the consequences, your friends will not be there with you. So financial choices are very, very critical in our life, because we need to pay bills, we need to pay fees for our children, we need to buy groceries, we need to, like, kila kitu ni pesa. From the day we were born until the day we'll die, you need to eat, you need to look good, you need to go for that health checkup. So when you are born, of course, you look like your parents, but you cannot sit there and say, I'm coming from a very poor background, this happened to me, and you're playing a role of a victim, and time is moving. And by the time you realize you're in your 60s, you're supposed to go home. And I know employment is good. Some of us have been employed. And one thing about employment is when you are young, they really look for you because you can run around, because you can answer the mails, because you can do this. But when you are old, they tell you, now we don't need you. We just need to send you home so that you can go and be useless if you didn't do anything, or if you don't have anything running or something that you do to make you awake. Because research has shown that people who retire and they're just sitting there, the chances of them dying early is much higher than people who are very, very, very active. And you cannot tell us, or you cannot tell me, or I cannot tell you that I will start be active after retirement. It is something that we start. So make sure that your financial choices are good choices, are for your own good and the good of your family. Because those guys that you are drinking together, those women that you are living together and buying things together, by the time you are old, they will not be there for you and me. So make sure that you invest in something that will look like you. Make sure that you make good choices that will not look back and regret, but you look back and thank God that, you know what, I made this choice and now I'm doing well. So if you decide to invest in women, if you're a man, that's your choice and the consequences are coming. If you decide to invest in Ben 10, if you're a woman, that is your choice, and we respect people's choices. We listen, but we don't judge. So if you decide that you are going to do some investments, maybe buying a piece of land, building rentals, or doing some investments in different investment vehicles that will help you in your old age, that's your choice. So number 2 is health choices. What you are eating. What are we eating? Because it's funny that there are people who feel like if you're going to Pizza Inn, KFC, you're very rich, and the people who envy that, they feel like those people are so rich. So they look down to someone who goes and buys managu and terere. They look down on someone who goes and buy, mrenda, because they're like, isn't a maskini. But at the end of the day, that person who is eating kienyeji is eating more healthy and is more healthier than the person who spends most time in KFC. And we want nowadays to, like, we measure success with the kind of food we eat. We measure success with the kind of places we visit. We measure success with, how many times I can order chicken in. But at the end of the day, you are not eating healthy. So health choices are things that we are eating today. A lot of soda, a lot of alcohol, we don't eat greens. We have traumas. When we are growing up, we used to eat greens a lot. So right now, I don't want greens. When we are growing up, I used to eat a lot of githeri. Now I don't want githeri. So it is your payback time. But you are doing it out of bitterness, out of trauma, that you are harming your body. How many times do we do exercise? Everywhere we go, it's Uber, it's Boda. We rarely walk. Even taking a walk for 10 minutes is a hassle for some of us. Even just doing some exercise at home, it's a hassle, leave alone going to the gym. So the health choices that you make today will determine how long or how you will live when you are old. The things that you can avoid, the things that are beyond us, but I always say, don't focus on the outcome. It will give you a lot of stress, but enjoy the journey. Put in the effort, and about the outcome, leave it to God. So make sure that you don't say, hata wenye wafanyangi exercise wanakufanga. You do what is right and let God do the rest. So make sure that you exercise, make sure that you eat healthy eating, and also make sure that you take a lot of water, not a lot of soda, but a lot of water. And then career choices. I was in town the other day and I was just having a conversation with this Gen Z. If you're in Nairobi, around Afya Center, there are a lot of Gen Zs there, they're taking photos, they're doing what. So I was speaking something, and then the person I called, he was not around, so I had to wait for him. So I was just having a chat with this Gen Z. Me, I'm a lover of life. Like, it is good to have stories, know about life, how people are doing and all that, Binguni, tutafika, but tukiwa hapa duniani, just have a conversation and just know how people are doing and be relevant. So I was asking this Gen Z, so nyinyi mlikataa kuajiriwa? And he was like, mambo ya kuajiriwa mimi sitaki. And then I was asking him, why do you feel like employment is hard? And he said, yani hata kukinyesha lazima uende kazi. And then I laughed. I'm like, okay, so what were you expecting? And he was like, kukinyesha ni kulala. So now I was just telling myself, oh my God, now this is somebody reasoning in this way. Like, for him, if it is raining, it is time to sleep. You don't have to go to work. And that is why they don't want to be employed. And he was telling me, now imagine that I'm going to someone's place at working from 1st to 31st without money. How will I survive? And now I was asking him, so how much do you make here in a day? And he was like, not much, but at least I have something every day. So career choices. Nowadays, there are people who they want to be self-employed. And this Gen Z was telling me, for us, we just want to be more creative. We just want to learn new things. We just want to do things differently. And we just want to be more creative. So we don't have time to go and be employed. Now that kinyesha, Gen Z, anafaa kulala. So what are the things that you do in your career? There are those people who they will go to school because my parents said I should go to school and do this course, but after sometimes you feel like this is not in me, and then you go back to school again and then you do a different course. So what are the career choices that you are making? Is this something that aligns with your passion? Is this something that you love doing? Is this something that brings you fulfillment? It's all about being paid, it's all about money, but your soul is crying. So make sure that whatever you do, it is okay to go back to school and do a different career. Maybe you did law, and now you realize I need to be a teacher. It is okay to go back to school and do teaching, because now teaching aligns with your purpose. Maybe you did engineering, but now you realize it is good, you want to be a lawyer. It is okay to change career, but make sure that whatever you are doing suits your purpose and also brings you fulfillment. It is not all about money. Life is very, very funny. When you are young, you take anything that comes, because for you, the important priority at that point is how to pay your bills. And it is very, very understandable. Maybe in your early 20s, kazi imekuja we nayo nayo. But as you continue to grow, you feel like, hey, this one doesn't give me fulfillment. Hey, even if I'm earning a lot of money, I'm so stressed, I'm so depressed. And me by then, there are times I was like, what's wrong with some people? Like, how do you resign from a well-paying job and start volunteering? How do you resign from a well-paying job and go to a job that you are being paid peanuts? Until one day, a lady told me, Oyamo, it is not all about money. Those are some years back. It is all about fulfillment. And that is why she was telling me, yes, I was a bank manager, but I was not getting that fulfillment. And that is why I've decided to go and work in a children's home, where whatever I'm being paid is just to pay my rent and do other things. But at least when I was a bank manager, I did some investments. So this lady was telling me that's why I resigned from that work. And people don't understand, because even me, the math was not mathing. Like, who does that? But after her explaining to me, now I realize anyway, it's all about purpose. It's something that even me, I'm learning right now, and I'm coming in terms to myself and just knowing the things that you do without money and you feel good. Even me recording this video, I love doing videos. I love editing. I didn't go to school and I did not learn about editing and social media, but it's something that gives me, like, me wake me up when at 3 and tell me, Oyamo, we are going to shoot a video, me nayo, because it comes with a lot of fulfillment. So make sure that your career choice is something that aligned with your purpose, and don't do something because other people are doing it, but do something because you are getting fulfilled and you are better doing it. So just a recap, we said that it's all about life choice. So just a recap, we said it is about life choices. What are you doing with your finances right now? Number 2, it was about health issues. What are we eating? Do we exercise? Do we take a walk? Ama mambo ya kutembea tuliachia wale wengine. We feel we have cars and we have Ubers and we have bodas, but do we take time just to take a walk and to do some exercise? And then the third one is about career choices. What career do you do and how do you choose your career? And the last one is about spiritual choices. How do you nourish your spirit man? How or what do you do to nourish your spirit man? Because as much as we are here, we are spiritual beings. And at the end of the day, when everything is said and done, utaland wapi? Utaland binguni ama hell? I always say, if you feel like hell and heaven does not exist, it's good to give your life to Christ and be on the safe side. What if ukufa pate ilikuwa ukweli na ushakufa? So if you're that person who says, I don't believe in these things, I don't believe in what, hatujaipata mtu alienda akarudi akatuambia iko ama hakuna. So for me, I believe there's God, there's Jesus died for us and all that, but if you don't believe it, be on the safe side so that ukifika huko upate ilikuwa hivyo, utakuwa in a better place. So thank you so much, and for now, bye bye.